What's up, guys? I'm here today with Turtle of Iron Pig Armament. We're going to be talking about some of the products that Iron Pig Armament is making, and one specifically that I am very excited about, and that's the Iron Pig, the Pig 9. My bad. I almost fucked that up. So one thing is a lot of people are looking for like bag guns, truck guns, different things like that. And it's making us look at guns in different sizes. So, for instance, like my main squeeze, the main AR-15 I've been using has a 12.5 barrel. I can collapse that down. I can fit that in this UTG bag, but this doesn't look inconspicuous necessarily. Like it's pretty obvious that's a rifle bag, even though it's designed to not look like one. So Turtle, why don't you hold up your bag real quick? This is where he's got his Pig 9 in this bag, and I really dig it. Shooting it, it was really awesome too because the recoil is super soft and the gun is super lightweight. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But Turtle, why don't you go ahead and whip that out and start walking them
Excuse me
through.
while I whip this out.
Yeah, well, but talk them through that gun and what we got going on with it.
All right, this is the Iron Pig Pig 9. This is our prototype. So the one that's actually out in the wild is slightly different. We're still running rounds up on this, keeping it going. Got a nice little accessory update. Compliments of Mr. Smresic and Combat Art. So anyway, this is a 9mm. Takes Glock magazines, so that's a upside if you do carry a Glock, and if you don't, their magazines are cheap enough and they're just good quality magazines. So there you go with that.
And they're everywhere.
Everywhere. So we got the modified truck sling.
Oh, that's not modified. That's the same one. We were messing with modding it earlier, but okay. Yeah, normal truck gun sling on the front.
All right, so this is the unmodified, unmodified truck sling. All right, so anyway, you flip that out. Simple. It's got the SBA 3 brace, Law Tactical folder. It's got the ambi-charging handle from Breek Arms. This is the sledgehammer. We've got this one on here because run this suppressed a lot, so this really helps to mitigate that blowback into your face, being that it's a blowback design to begin with. You know, with a regular charging handle, you get a lot of that. So it just has regular thread protector because it's designed to either run with or without a suppressor or screw-on type. You got ambi controls as far as your safety selector goes. Then you got backup iron sights. This right here, we just got a primary arms on here right now. Using that, it's been doing really well. The initial intent behind this is for, you know, if you're going someplace and you think that maybe while I'm traveling, whatever, there's a potential for something, you know, then you can have something with you that's inconspicuous. It's something that you could fall back to. It's a 9mm, you know, it's not like a fighting rifle or something like that. You don't have that kind of power, but you can carry quite a bit of ammunition with it, and you know, the weight is a lot less. Like in this bag right now, we had this, plus there's 4 33 round magazines. You still got all the front that you can use, so you can put whatever in there that you want, med kit, whatever. You got extra zippers. There's just things that you can use it for however you deem necessary. So that's basically the premise. It's not to be, okay, I got it on and I'm skulking around, I'm Mr. Gray Man. You know, it's there to provide a support to you if you should need it.
Yeah, so basically, like, it's not the idea of off-body carry. The idea is, like, you got a bigger gun if you need it. Now, this is something that I've been experimenting with, like using the Recover Tactical 2020 and a Glock, with a Glock in it. So the chassis that fits a Glock. It's sweet, but honestly, there are some drawbacks that I found to it. I found that shooting this gun, I liked more. And that's kind of an in-depth conversation I'm not going to get into right now, but the things that I found shooting this gun is the recoil was like fucking stupid light. And that's because Turtle's a super nerd that looks at different parts and how can we adjust this to make it cycle the smoothest possible. And initially, when I first shot AR9s like years ago, I was like, these are stupid because they don't, like they're heavier recoiling it with a shittier bullet. But this one is actually super light recoiling, which not saying that it was like that bad with an AR9, but it's like the smoothness of it, shooting it like, you know, like we had talked about before in the previous video that got taken down, was it does feel just like a little bit more than a 22. It's like really nothing. Yeah. And that's pretty sweet. So for like guys that have taken my rifle cheat codes class or, you know, trained with our friend Gary Marr at Tremors Dynamics, like there's some things we do for shooting on the move that we learn in class that makes it like a lot easier to shoot on the move. And that's all those techniques that we talked about there are very easy with this gun because it is so soft recoiling. Now, the other thing I like about it is that it is very lightweight. Like my wife can hold it right here like this, no problem, almost like you would see guys demonstrating with a Tavor, because number one, that magazine doesn't weigh as much as it does with an AR. And it's slightly shorter too, so that brings that weight back a little bit, and you don't have such a long barrel too, because like how long is this barrel?
That's an 8.3 inch barrel.
Yeah, 8.3, which really isn't a barrel length we would want to go to with a 5.56.
No.
And so we're able to accomplish that with the 9mm. So that also means with this very small bag, you can carry your bigger gun. And that's another thing I like too, because like for myself, if I am wearing a backpack out somewhere, like normally for me, it would be like, I hate diaper bags because it's one strap. It's too big for the amount of shit and whatnot. So I would always take a small backpack like this over a diaper bag. In fact, I had designed the EDC small backpack years ago when I first started sewing for that reason. And so I like a smaller backpack, and if I did want to carry bigger gun, I can accomplish it in the smaller backpack, just like I can with a Recover Tactical chassis gun or whatever chassis gun y'all are looking at. But then shooting it is way fucking nicer, way nicer than it is with one of the chassis guns. Now, other thing is like, you know, the consideration of like, well, then I have to go to 9mm instead of 5.56. Well, you can get good 9mm. Yeah, it's not going to be 5.56, of course, but you can get really effective rounds, Defiant Munitions, and actually he's got a big batch of 9mm coming out, either it's out right now or it's about to come out, but I would get on it if you wanted some. Yeah. And he makes subsonic ammo too, so really with this, you could take the mag, your spare mag for your Glock that you're carrying already, and you could put that in this gun, or like something I was thinking of with this setup that I'm going to do is you could have your supersonic rounds if you wanted to do a split up like guys, talked about with 300 Blackout. You could have like one size mag is all your normal 9mm, and then you could get like 24 rounders or 17 rounders or something for your subsonic rounds. Oh, yeah. And then you've got a silencer from AB Suppressors in there too, right?
I didn't bring it today, but yes, that's what I run on it. It's the F4. It's pretty small. It's very lightweight. It works really well. In my haste, I forgot it.
But yeah, and when we were shooting it, that's what we had on it. Wasn't too loud either. I'm pretty sure I did a test without my ear pro on. But yeah,
an unintentional test.
No, it was intentional. I did have that happen one time recently where I forgot. But now here's the other thing, 33 round Glock mags. So you could roll with that 17 rounder in there, but then you could pop in a 33 rounder, and now you've got that full capacity. But here's the thing, like, I haven't actually measured out the weight of these mags, compared to 5.56, but they are noticeably lighter. So it is easier to carry more ammo. And I actually had a SWAT medic ask me to do a custom chest rig for him a while back for a PCC, and his thinking behind it was like, yeah, it's not 5.56, but I can carry 6 mags in way less space with way less weight. And when we're talking about having like a bigger gun that you're off-body carrying, or a truck gun or something like that, it does make sense for that. Now, the other thing, again, going back to, you look at the size of the bag, that when I am transporting this rifle in a bag, I'm using this size bag. Okay, so that's the other thing too, is it's very inconspicuous to just have that smaller backpack in your car. It fits in more places, which is awesome. And then also, it's like, if someone looks in there and they do see it, it's just a backpack in the car. It's not a big ass gun case.
Yeah, this will fit underneath the rear seat of a lot of vehicles. It's small enough, and in some vehicles you could probably even slide it underneath the front seat if you wanted to. Like I said, it has a very small footprint, and that was the general premise behind it, is something small, something fairly light, something that gave you more capacity. Robert at 606 Guns just did a brief video on it, and we appreciate that, Robert, by the way. He called it a force multiplier, and I thought that was a fantastic way to describe it.
Yeah.
And, so this will be up at Taprack Ridge here soon, at the soon and upcoming Combat Art Summit. If you're not there, you should try to get there. If you can't get there, if it's happening next year, be there. But we'll have this there. We'll have the actual production model, which there's definitely changes between the prototype and what's in production right now, and there may be some other.
Yeah, and then we can let the cat out of the bag. We just won't tell them exactly what's going on. I really liked running this gun, specifically because all the techniques that I apply to shooting on the move worked super easy with this gun. And you're not gonna see footage of me doing shoot on the move because we only had a little bit of time to actually shoot the gun and film it. But I always do those static and then do the shooting on the move. So like to see, hey, if this gun is gonna work well with that in the first place before I start running everywhere and set up the drills. But shooting this, super lightweight, which is awesome. That makes shooting on the move easier. The other thing is that when the barrel's longer, when you're moving, it does that more because the weight is shifted further forward. And so those are the things that I really liked about it. It's like, the way I was looking at it was, we can't so much think of it as a thing that replaces this, because 9mm doesn't do that. But if we approach it in a way where it's like, this gun, like Robert said, is a force multiplier, or you can think of it in general as, it makes shooting easier. Okay, it's going to make it easier to shoot than it is with your pistol. And don't think of it as like, this is my rifle now. Think of it as like, this is my more surgical tool. Like, the thing that makes it easier to put rounds where I need them to be, in a situation where I'm not able to bring my rifle. And the other thing to think about too is, like, if you are if you're on a road trip with your family and you have that in the car, when things go crazy and all the riots and stuff happen, you'll be happy that you're able to hand this to your wife, who doesn't practice shooting her pistol. For many people watching, you'll be happy that you have this to hold yourself, because you don't practice shooting your pistol.
You meant mostly peaceful protest, right?
Nope.
Andrew said words have meaning.
No, words have meaning.
I said what I said.
Not very peaceful protest. But like, it will be a thing that makes the shooting easier. And if you're talking about like actually moving fast, dynamically, working different positions for cover and stuff, like, this small gun will make it a lot easier, simply based off the size and the weight and how smooth it is shooting. So that's where I really liked it. And basically we're going to do a version for me that we're just changing a couple parts, and it's not, it's more like furniture stuff than anything. And the internals of the gun are going to remain the same. It's just more the way I would set up this gun. And we're gonna have that available for sale eventually too. So hopefully it'll be available for you guys to see and to order at the Combat Arts Summit. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to hit on with this?
That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Like I said, it's and even if you don't even want it for its intended purpose, like I said, it's lightweight, it's short, it's fun to shoot. Like I said, minimal recoil. If you just wanted it for a range toy, I mean, it's just fun. Like I said, you just it's probably one of my more fun firearms that I have that I use on a regular basis. It's just really fun to shoot because, like I said, it's just no recoil. It's just really easy. So
yeah.
And it's good. It's good for dudes. It's good for ladies. It's good for children. Because it just doesn't, you just don't have to contend with that.
And that's one of the big things I've been thinking about too, is like, especially with my older daughter getting older, is she needs to be more competent and more able to protect herself too. Plus, like, who knows what's going to happen in an emergency. Mom and dad might be the first ones to fucking die. All right. So that's the other thing I really like about it is, you know, you gave me this upper a while back, and this has been my daughter's rifle. And it's super lightweight, but that one is going to be even better. So that would be the one that, if she's able to run it more effectively, you know, it's like, do we want her to have the better 5.56 round, or do we want her to have the gun that allows her to move more efficiently and actually bring that gun on target easily? You know, like what do we actually want? And that's where it's like, I think sacrificing the ballistics of the 5.56 for the mobility that this gun offers, I think makes sense. Yeah. You know, and
like you said, the pistols versus rifles, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
Never has been, never will be. But if you're in that situation, and I'm going to steal a quote from Tim Morris dealing with 12 gauge versus 20 gauge, whatever. If somebody breaks in your house or whatever, and you have to engage them in a manner, and you feel like you've shortchanged them by shooting them with a 9mm, shoot them again. just it's the same thing. Like you do what you need to do, and well, like you said, you know, if you're using this for that intended purpose, get you some good Defiant Munitions ammo. Pete makes the best ammo on the planet. People can say what they want. Pete has a pedigree in this. He comes from a long line of this. His stuff, it works. It is fantastic. It's my everyday carry. You would be doing yourself a disservice for carrying something suboptimal.
But the other thing about too is, like, you know, if you think you did a disservice and shoot them again, there's that meme I see a lot where they're like, you know, hey, are those guns registered? And he goes, are those level 4 plates? And it's like, how about this? No one has level 4 plates covering their eyeballs.
That's fact.
So maybe be good at shooting people in the fucking brain, and it's not that big of an issue, you know? So that's the other thing I think about too, where I get the concerns about going to a 9mm over a 5.56, but brain shots tend to fucking kill people. So anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. Be at the Combat Arts Summit, or you're wrong. Keep fighting communism. Kill all pedophiles. And remember that training saves lives.